So yesterday, in the swearing in of the 7th administration cabinet, we had some members of the cabinet who struggled with pronouncing the word conscientiously. This, we can speak about Pemmy Majodina, who in particular struggled with the word. Africans who are very colonized in their mind mocked her on Twitter, on X, on Facebook, making it a joke that an African person cannot pronounce an English word. This is what colonization has done to us. That is why Pan-Africanism is important, to remind us how we got where we are, trying to decolonize your black mind. In the apartheid era, when Afrikaans people could not pronounce our African names and surnames, they changed them into Afrikaans to accommodate themselves. For example, if your surname was Pukuje, they could not pronounce that word, so they changed it to jackals. If your surname was Twenyi, they could not pronounce that word, so they changed it into Api. It is them that has installed this program in your mind, that now because you cannot speak English, now because you are not fluent in Afrikaans, you are a joke amongst your fellow African people. I am sick and tired of us Africans doing this. This should be the last time.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
You know, when people were being sworn in today, others cannot even pronounce conscientiously. It's very difficult. Carelessly. Yeah, it's very difficult. I had a difficulty myself when I became the deputy minister for the first time to pronounce that word conscientiously. But that oath is loaded.
And to perform the functions of my office conscientiously, that's okay, and the best of my ability. Conscientiously.
We'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. Conscientiously.
Conscientiously.
Yes.
Conscientiously.
Yes. Okay.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Eneng, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm going to speak about Mamo Pemmy Majodina, who struggled with pronouncing the word conscientiously. Rubbish word. It is a tongue twister. It's not like she does not know what it means, but it is a word that if caught you off guard, you can mispronounce it. And mispronouncing words, it's okay, especially if those words are not of your own mother tongue. You should not feel guilty learning other people's language and making mistake in those language and correcting those mistakes. We as Africans have found ourselves too much accommodative to the Western world. We are so proud speaking English, makes me sick to my stomach. Uthi abanye abakwazi ukukhuluma ilimi labo from ekhaya endlini. Abatsibe ukubolela lelimi labo mma, abatsibe go bolela lelimi labo papa bona, mara ba ikgantsa ka go bolela sekgowa. Sick and tired of you Africans doing this rubbish. So I took it as a personal edge to re-educate you why we find ourselves where we are. Listen, our African country, note that I'm not saying our African continent, our African country has indigenous people with beautiful languages in them. When the Afrikaner came, Afrikaans is not like they will report that Afrikaans is the youngest language in Africa. It's not. Afrikaans is a Dutch language spoken by the lower class citizens from the Dutch people. Do your research so that you know what we are talking about. So the Dutch people, when they came here, they stole some of our lingo, but those words that they could not change, they made it their own. They changed it. So in order to speak to them, you had to adapt to their language. They made our people adapt to their language. That's why you find today many Xhosa and Tswana people carry African surnames. Post 1994. Before that, you were beaten and forced to change your surname. And change your surname as a Xhosa speaking person, as a Khoi speaking person, as a Nama, as a San, and as a Tswana speaking person. Most of those tribes have got African surnames. This thing was earned by blood. Most of you have lost your indigenous roots. Your lineage has been lost because of this changing of your surname. Even when you are calling the ancestors, you are calling the wrong ones because you are not using your correct surname in assembling your ancestors. Some of you, it's a joke today that a person cannot pronounce a word and you're making it a joke. Back in the days when you could not pronounce an Afrikaans word, you were beaten up. You were beaten up as a slave who is not smart, a slave who is not learned. That is why up until 1976, we were still learning in Afrikaans as a first language. And our African languages was a second additional language. Till today, Afrikaans still dominates as the most spoken language in South Africa when the population of Afrikaners, they are less than 5%. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's a joke today. That is why we should never give up on our quest of Pan-Africanism, because the colonized mind is a dangerous mind. We have left our children into the hands of our colonizers, the system of our colonizers, the education system of our colonizers is still colonizing our children till today to think that when you speak English, you are better. When you speak Afrikaans, you are well learned. This is what is happening to our children today. And I understand you audience that are growing up with that inferior mindset that Afrikaans is a superior language, English is a superior language. You laugh at someone who cannot pronounce a word, but that person, that lady Majodina, can speak her mother tongue perfectly. Why is it where we as Africans, when we are sworn in, we speak English language? Who are we trying to impress? Who are we trying to impress? If you are one of those people who's been posting this, I almost say another word. A friend of mine has said I'm using too much offensive language, so I'm trying to bring myself back. So, Mr. Mabena, I am listening to you. I am trying. If you are the one who's posted those words, those videos, of even Fikile Mbalula making it a joke of a fellow comrade, making it a joke of a fellow comrade. Fikile, a Xhosa Sotho man himself, who does this type of things. He's not learned himself, but he has the audacity to kick down one of his comrades, for pronouncing one simple word. Now white people are looking at us, they are laughing with us because we have joined into that agreement that if you can't speak English properly, then you are stupid. Then you are not smart. Then it is a joke. Everyone must make a joke out of it. Now we're having a situation because of white people not being able to pronounce our words. They named the landmarks, they named our country after them. Kimberley, Johannesburg, Pretoria, Pietersburg, the Vaal. You understand what I'm saying? They gave it their names, and we don't see that quest of changing the names here in South Africa. ANC started and stopped because it's not important to decolonize the mindset of our people. Please, Africans, let me catch you for the last time doing such an irresponsible act of laughing at someone for not being able to pronounce a word of English. Stop it. I'm telling you. Stop it. I don't want to, if you are in my channel, I don't want to catch you losing your black consciousness for the sake of humanity. You say, let's have some humor in everything. Let's laugh. Stop it. This is not a laughing matter. This is not a laughing matter. English is not a measure of intelligence. I'm telling you right now. I hope my message is clear, and I hope you guys will share this message. As that video is trending, let this video also trend to bring back our African people to their self. Please. Don't want to not too long for this. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe as a Pan-Africanist. Pan-Africanist only means pro-African. If you are seeking for pro-Africanism, then this is where you're going to find that content. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, African child, stand up, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.